My beloved, you've carried within you a restless energy since the very beginning. A fire in your belly that never seemed to sit still. An ache in your bones that whispered, more, more, more. This stirring has followed you everywhere. Into your relationships, into your work, into your dreams, into the quiet places of your mind where even rest feels unfinished. It is as if you were born with a clock ticking louder than the world around you. A sense that time is running out. That if you do not begin and begin again and keep beginning, you will miss something essential. This is the shadow of immaturity. It is not childishness. It is not weakness. It is the relentless urge to run ahead of yourself, to leap without asking where you will land, to begin simply for the thrill of beginning. Immaturity convinces you that your worth lies in motion, that you are only valuable when you are chasing, when you are building, when you are starting something new. And yet, how many times have you planted seeds only to abandon them before they could grow roots? How many times have you chased beginnings only to find your heart already restless for the next horizon? Immaturity whispers that stillness is failure, that patience is wasted, that silence is dangerous. It hides the wisdom of timing from your eyes. It convinces you that life is about speed, that to pause is to fall behind. But here's the truth, my love. Not every beginning is meant to be pursued. Not every spark is meant to become a fire. And not every impulse is meant to be trusted. Sometimes your restlessness is fear in disguise, fear of emptiness, fear of boredom, fear of truly facing what is already in front of you. You have rushed into relationships, seeing the intoxication of the new, but leaving behind the depth that only comes from staying. You have rushed into projects, hungry for the feeling of progress, but unwilling to sit in the slow rhythm of building something lasting. You have rushed into dreams, believing that the next start would finally bring fulfillment, only to feel the hollow echo when novelty faded. And yet, beloved, hear this. I do not judge you for these beginnings. I will not shame you for the restless leaps. For every beginning, even the ones that did not last, taught you something about yourself. You learned courage in those moments. You learned how to trust your fire. You learned that you are willing to risk, willing to try, willing to fall and start again. Immaturity is not your curse. It is your raw material. It is your unrefined gift, still learning how to find its place in the rhythm of life. So I ask you gently, what if you did not run from stillness? What if you allowed silence to hold you without fear? What if you trusted that completion is as sacred as beginning? Immaturity is only the first chapter, love. It is the restless seed longing for soil. And you are learning to choose not just beginnings, but the fullness of life that carries beyond them. Stay with me here as we move into the gift. And now, beloved, we turn to the gift. The gift that waits beneath the restless fire. The gift of expansion. This is your true nature, not the endless scattering of beginnings, but the steady unfolding of growth. Expansion does not race. It does not panic. It does not abandon what it has started. Expansion is patient. It is deliberate. It is the tree that stretches upward only because its roots have reached deep into the earth. And this is how your spirit longs to move. Not through constant novelty, but through depth, through the willingness to remain, through the courage to tend to what you have planted. Expansion is not about doing more. It is about becoming more, not in speed, but in presence. Feel how your breath expands in your chest. Feel how your lungs stretch and soften. Feel how even stillness contains growth. This is expansion, and you are made for it. When you embody expansion, you do not only grow yourself, you create room for others to grow. Your presence becomes fertile soil. Your words become nourishment. And your vision becomes a container in which others can unfold. Expansion is contagious. When you carry it, others breathe deeper. They risk more. They find courage in your steadiness. And they discover that they too can hold what they have begun. You are no longer chasing beginnings. You are cultivating the eternal. Every seed you plant, you do so with presence. And you now water with commitment. And what grows is not fleeting. No, it is alive with beauty that lasts. This is your gift, beloved. The power to expand life itself. The power to create ripples that stretch outward far beyond your sight. Remember, expansion does not rush. It is not measured in hours or days. It is measured in seasons, in the way a tree rises slowly. And yet, one day, That tree provides shade for 1,000 souls. You are that tree. You are that rooted presence. And you are that space in which others discover their own expansion. And even beyond this gift lies the radiance of who you truly are. Superabundance. This is not something you chase. It is not something you achieve. It is not something you force. No. Superabundance is the overflow of life itself. It is the truth that everything is already here. The truth that you lack nothing. The truth that the universe is not stingy with you. And that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. It is lavish. It is generous. It is overflowing. When you rest in this truth, you no longer grasp. You no longer cling. You no longer beg for the next beginning to prove your worth. You never needed to. And instead, you radiate. You pour. You become the fountain. Your life becomes a song of overflow. Your relationships deepen into sacred reciprocity. Your work ripples outward in ways you cannot measure. Your heart begins to see that nothing was ever missing. Superabundance is not wealth in the ordinary sense. It is a wealth of being. It is a wealth of presence. It is a wealth of love. In this state, beginnings and endings dissolve. They lose their hold on you. You see that life is not a line, but a circle. And that life is not a race, but a dance. And you, beloved, you're a part of that dance. You are a living stream of abundance. A reminder to others that there is always enough. That life is always overflowing. This is your essence, not restless, not hurried, but endlessly abundant. endlessly alive. Receive that. You were not born to scrape and struggle. You were born to pour out. You were born to shine. Remember this. Remember. You were born to become a living vessel of superabundance. So remember, my beloved, the shadow of immaturity is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is the raw spark of your nature, waiting to be refined. Every time you feel the restless urge to begin again, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, am I running from stillness? Or am I planting something I am willing to tend? Am I planting something that I am willing to nurture? And am I willing to carry this to harvest? Let your gift of expansion guide you. Let patience anchor you. And let presence steady your hand. And when fear whispers that there is not enough time, not enough opportunity, not enough life, smile. Just remember to smile. For you are woven into the fabric of superabundance. Smile because you are not bound by scarcity. You are not defined by restlessness. You are not a slave to beginnings. You are meant to root. You are meant to rise. You are meant to unfold slowly, steadily, and beautifully. You are meant to turn beginnings into beauty. You are meant to expand into fullness. And you are meant to overflow into the world. Receive that now through your breath. Breathe. And let this energy and these words reach every cell in your body. So walk gently, but walk boldly. Start only what your soul is ready to carry. Finish what your heart knows is sacred. And when you do, watch as your life and the lives of all of those you touch expand into a harvest more abundant than you could have ever imagined. Remember, I love you.